Well, hey everyone, it's Kurt Duffeck with the Anew Real Estate Crew in Austin, Texas, and thanks again for joining me today on my video blog. I'm super excited to introduce you to one of my special guests and one of my most important vendors, a secret weapon, if you will, for my real estate business. We got Melanie Taliaferro with the C4 lending team at Legacy Mutual Mortgage here with us today. But first, I just want to point you to a couple quick links on my blog. If you or anyone you know is looking to buy a home in the next 90 days, be sure to click on the Search Homes Now tab if you want to go ahead and get started looking at homes and seeing what's available on the market. And additionally, if you're thinking about selling a home, there is a link where you can click for a free home evaluation. We're also going to have a special link on this blog as well where you can find out some contact info about Melanie's team. But Melanie will give us a market update right after this. Thanks again for joining us today. Again, I've got Melanie with the C4 lending team. I've been in this business for about 15 years, and I've worked with a lot of mortgage lenders and teams and banks. And I got to tell you, Melanie and her crew is among the best at what they do that I've ever worked with. So, you have an opportunity when you're looking for a home or shopping for a mortgage to check with the people that you bank with or anybody like that. But you should always at least give these guys a try and let them take a look at your situation too. They're super competitive on their rates and just really great service. And they take really good care of my clients. They don't make a bunch of promises up front like some lenders do that they can't keep. And we seem to always close on time. At least you got a pretty good track record of that. So, Melanie, tell us a little bit about what's going on with rates today and why buyers should know about them.
Well, as we all keep hearing from the media, rates are going to go up, and they're going to go up, and they're going to go up. And they have, but actually over the last 12 months, they've just kind of stayed up and down within a little 4% to, high 3s to mid 4s, and kind of back and forth and in between. And the biggest thing to me about rates is that rates are so specific to the individual scenario, and there's so many things that play into what your rate would be versus mine. If I'm buying a primary residence or a second home, how much I'm putting down, all those things. And so I think, it's hard to get an accurate snapshot of rates. Even if you Google interest rates, your head will explode.
Right.
But we're still at all-time lows. 1980 interest rates were 14%.
That's right.
So being in the 4% range is still a super happy place to be.
Yep, it's still a really good time to buy.
And people's buying power is so affected by interest rates. And with prices going up, inevitably we know interest rates will go up. But right now they're still really holding steady in the low 4s. And, people are buying. So I think it's most important to get educated on your scenario because there's a lot of noise out there.
That's for sure.
About what I do and what we all do.
That's right. And by the way, there's been some changes with what we all do. The new CFPB, the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, has created some changes that take effect August 1st, right?
They changed that probably because the mortgage people, us, were a little slow on the update.
Yeah.
No, it's a really complicated change to make, and because it changes so much of what the lender's role and the title company's role and timing, that they've pushed it back to October 3rd, and that's the official rollout date. The changes that are being made are really going to help customers and help everybody understand more and have more time to digest, and which I think ultimately will be better. But they had to give us a little extra time.
Yeah. Well, how's that going to affect buyers when they, why is it important for the buyers and the sellers to know right now? How could it affect the transaction process from the usual?
Well, so right now, a 30-day closing is kind of the standard we see. And there are waiting periods within the 30 days. So we have to do certain things in a certain number of days. And there's waiting periods when changes occur. But now, essentially, everything has to be completely done, the numbers finalized, and to the buyer 3 days before closing.
Right.
And no ifs, ands, or buts. Any changes, you restart that 3-day period.
That's right.
So that's going to make every day, every hour of your time under contract count. And it's going to make those of us who are doing this all day, every day, be more diligent in getting things from people up front.
That's right.
And that's why we're already in the habit of getting people pre-approved and getting all their documents so that when they do go under contract, we're going to be able to, still perform in a timely manner.
Mm-hmm.
But like the days of coming down to the wire and docs an hour before closing are gone.
Right.
I mean, so it's gonna ultimately be good because everybody has time to view the documents and be comfortable with them.
Right.
But it will for sure affect, the expectations we set with everyone.
That's right. So if you're thinking about buying a home, just know that this October deadline that is approaching could affect a few things. It's going to affect the way that we have to do business and stay on top of you and get all your paperwork in. It could cause you to have a longer closing time. I don't think anyone's really sure how long it's going to take to close after these new changes are implemented in October. So just keep that in mind. Mel, let's just wrap it up real quick, but let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What else that I haven't said already could you tell people about your crew and why they should choose you, or what's different about your team?
Well, so there's a lot of people that do what I do. There's a lot of realtors out there. There's a lot of mortgage people. You can get a loan almost anywhere now. And the product we're selling ultimately isn't that different than everybody else. It's become that way over the last few years.
Right.
And so really, I think the difference with our team versus, anybody else is that we're in this as a relationship business. I don't consider it a transactional business. So
Right.
we close, I never talk to you again. We don't keep in touch. I track where all my clients come from, and over half of them are people I've worked with before.
Right.
And the other half are from realtors like you who we've worked together for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're, like I said, you can buy a car at any car dealership. You can buy, you can go anywhere you want for just about anything. We have tons and tons of choices. Right. But when you're choosing something, this is something people do 3 to 5 times in a lifetime.
Yep.
So I think to me, it's all about the relationship and making sure someone's accessible and takes the time to educate you and inform you about your options, and that's what I feel like we do really well.
It comes down to service. You could go, the rates are going to go up and down, and most lenders have access to a lot of the same products these days. But Mel can really save you a lot of time getting started, and you know that she can get the job done because I'm pointing you to her. At any rate, thanks again, Melanie,
Sure.
for being here with me.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. We'll do this again.
Yes.
More market updates to come. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good day.
So, by the way, Kurt's the bomb, and I work with a lot of agents. He'll take incredible care of you. He's experienced. He's giving him his time and energy, and you'll be super lucky to work with him, and hopefully me.